This is Rob Tebbutt for Boxing Social. Delighted to be joined here today by Jimmy Mack. We're down at the James DeGale media workout. Hi, Jimmy.
I'm good, thank you, my friend. All good. Glad to see a good turnout here. A lot of interest in the fight. So yeah, everything's good.
Just seen James get put through his paces by yourself and your son Jimmy Mack Jr. How's he been in preparation for the fight?
Yeah, I mean, listen, James is a buzz fighter, and he's buzzing about this fight. So yeah, he's trained really well. He's trained with his eye on the prize, and he's looking forward to it.
Now, something I just mentioned to you off camera, this fight was pushed back and delayed, and it was originally rumoured for kind of early December, and now it's taking place at the end of Feb. In your role as trainer, did you have to kind of taper things down to make sure James didn't overtrain for the fight?
Yeah, we've all got our systems, and James is a good professional, so he's always there and thereabouts in the gym anyway. But yeah, you just monitor down the intensity of what you're doing, and then as soon as it was time to kick on and do things, you're in a good place to start. So yeah, so ain't been a problem at all.
Been a while since James has been been in the ring. I think the last time he was in the ring was against TRUAX, obviously when he won his IBF title back. Any chance of Ringrust in the build up to this fight?
I suppose in all aspects you could say the same for Junior, but you know, obviously all fighters prepare in their own way. James always prepared the way he's done diligently. He's ticked all the boxes. He's sparred all the rounds. He's run all the miles. He's done all the S&C. So yeah, and mentally, like I've said before, he's probably one of the strongest people I've ever known as a sportsman. His mindset is incredible.
It seems like every time we have a build-up to a James DeGale fight, we're always talking about injuries and how he's overcome injuries and now he's injury-free or he's getting over an injury. How's he been in preparation for this fight? He's obviously had the shoulder surgery in the build-up or after the first TRUAX fight. Is he injury-free now?
All I can say is numbers don't lie. So if you go by the numbers, what he hits on running schedules, on the things he does with speed shots off his hands, off his arms, the numbers don't lie, and the numbers tell me that he's in a very good place.
Why do you think James has struggled with injuries throughout his career? I mean, obviously different fighters train different ways and their bodies are kind of comprised differently, but what has been kind of the issue with James getting these niggles and obviously a very serious shoulder injury in his career?
Do you know what? No different to football. You know, I'm a Gooner, I'm an Arsenal fan, but one of our best players is Jack Wilshere. He has the same thing, like constantly injured. It's like, as an Arsenal fan, when you know how good Jack Wilshere is, it's frustrating. But it's just one of them things. Like, and there's other players and there's other boxers who are nowhere near half as good as James DeGale or Jack Wilshere, but they never get injured. Really don't know. It's just like pop luck. And there's other fighters, great fighters in the past. I remember Sugar Ray Leonard used to get a lot of injuries. Just pot luck, really. I suppose just pot luck. I mean, when we're in a physical sport and changing of weather and things, from getting colds to getting niggles, like you see footballers week in, week out, different footballers miss games through injuries, and in boxing, because the fight's more a day, 8 weeks out, sometimes you can't do the prep that you need to do. But for this fight, I wanted to make sure James was A-OK, he's had the good build-up that I wanted, so yeah, so the injury ain't a problem there.
How do you assess Chris Eubank Jr. as an opponent? James is somebody who's boxed some of the best super middleweights in the world. Where would you put Chris Eubank Jr. among the likes of your Andre Durrells, your Lucian Butes, your Badou Jacks?
To be proven. I think that sums it up in one. To be proven, because right now there's no one who Junior's beat where you'd go, wow. You know, he's not made a statement. It ain't been a statement fight where he's come back with a W. So yeah, and he goes in again against James DeGale, gets stepped up again. So now, yet again, he's got to prove himself. So you know, until he does, then it'll always be, is he the nearly man? Is it a question mark? Is it just the name Eubank? But listen, he's a strong, tough, competitive, good fighter, good all-round fighter, very tough fighter, and he comes from a boxing background. So you know, you don't underestimate no opponent. You've got to tick the boxes, and I've made sure for this fight that James has ticked all the boxes, because everyone who gets in that ring is a danger, and Eubank ain't no different to everyone else. But it's to the boxing wider public, he's still got to tick the boxes and prove that this is why I'm so good, because I beat Durrell, I beat Bute, I beat Badou Jack. And that's the answer to the question.
Last two fights, by James's own admission, haven't been his best performances. The two fights against TRUAX. Is James past his best?
I'll give you a great answer to that question. A few years ago, Eddie Hearn called James DeGale a buzz fighter. And I remember them words, because that is what James is. He is a buzz fighter. And what James DeGale is a buzz fighter. When he was boxing TRUAX, there weren't no buzz about him. He weren't adrenalised, he weren't edgy, he weren't nervous. There weren't a massive press conference like this. It was like a routine. So just like when James comes in the gym with certain people, he's sparring. I've seen it in sparring, different people. But when he's motivated, when he's focused, when he's like rejuvenated as he is for this fight, on all cylinders, you haven't got to worry about James DeGale turning up. He will be turning up on all cylinders, and in this fight he will look very good.
A lot of people also kind of look back to the Badou Jack fight as a potential turning point in James's career. Tough fight, obviously came out of it with a draw, but very difficult fight, took a lot of punishment in that fight. Have you noticed the difference in James since then to the James that you see now?
No, because I see James all the time on a regular basis. The Badou Jack fight was tough, but Badou Jack's a tough fight for anyone. But you know, it wasn't an uncompromising fight of 12 rounds of toughness. It was tough in stages. So yeah, it was a tough fight, but like it was a fight that I think James could take a lot of strength from, a lot of credit from going into this fight. You would think in this fight he's boxing someone so much smaller, probably a weight below. And these are all about the mental strength that you build up into fighters when you've been in with monsters like Badou Jack, and then you box people of a different ilk. And like, that's why James struggled with the TRUAX fight, because he couldn't get the Badou Jack motivation. He couldn't get. But with this fight with Chris, he's really motivated. He's flying for it. And you see today in the gym, you can see. He's hit all these numbers in training. So you know, he's in a good place. And on the night, people are going to be very surprised how good he boxes.
Obviously, James vacated his IBF title in search of kind of a big fight, a marquee fight. This is the fight that he's ended up with. With that being said, win or lose, could this be James's last fight?
I think, and I've said this about all fighters, every fight's your last fight. That's how I prepare all my fighters, because no one knows what's going to happen in there. It's a tough, brutal business. So yeah, this could be. It could be Chris Eubank Jr.'s last fight. He'll say, you know, speak for yourself. But everyone, this game is brutal, and every fight can be your last fight. And I've always had that mentality.
Okay, well, Jimmy Mack, always a pleasure catching up with you, my friend. Thanks very much for speaking to Boxing Social. Look forward to seeing James DeGale in action next weekend at the O2.
My absolute pleasure. Thank you very much.
Nice one, Jim.